That's okay. Like live? On the mic live? Oh no! Alright.
Yeah.
Welcome. We are on round 2 of the SRDL Pro-Am series, which is part 2 of the 2025 series. So as you know, as we've announced, as we've gone through this, we have a part 1, 2, and 3. The part 1 was the Street series featuring the Swarm cars. Part 2, Pro-Am series featuring our Pro-Am SRDL pack version 3. And then part 3 will be our new Pro Pack releasing soon. But tonight in the booth, we've got myself, Grizz Kids, Pushy on the other side, and Slay J hitting the keys, making all the moves behind the screen and making us look cool for the internet, while me and Pushy just sound dumb over the mic. And that's how we like to have our fun. But I think we're about ready to kick this off. I think our drivers are ready. We've kind of notified them to kind of get this thing going. Up first, we have, we'll go ahead and let our drivers do their buy runs if they choose to do so. And it looks like Six Shadows is going ahead, pulling up to the line for his buy. Oh, we got map and rules. I'm diving in way too fast here. Okay, so first up,
yourself.
Pushy, take us through our map for the night and explain what was talked about in drivers.
One major thing. The first decel zone, that will be in Outer Zone 1. That was agreed upon by everybody, so we see it in Outer Zone 1, it is okay. And then from Outer Zone 1, we're going to hit this Inner Clip 1. Obviously, nothing to change there. Outer Zone 2, Inner Clip 2. And then a decel zone before Outer Zone 3 as we hit Inner Clip 3. Into Inner Clip 4, OZ4, OZ5. I think we agreed that we don't need to fill. I think it's going to be more of a touch and go, correct?
No, so Outer Zone 5, the drivers were informed and everyone agreed upon. There was a big, nice meeting at the table in the chat, and we all agreed upon Outer Zone 5. From the start of Outer Zone 5, it is going to be a momentum zone into the decel just before Inner Clip 5. So judges told drivers they don't want to see the drivers on the handbrake, but there will be kind of a natural decel, maybe a little bit of an angle checkup as long as you don't go backwards beyond that 90-degree mark, and then transitioning through the kind of decel area into Inner Clip 5, finishing out full throttle through Outer Zone 6 and across the line.
All right, perfect. I didn't remember what was going on in those E5, but
it's okay. There was a lot going on. But we got our basic rules that we go across every time. So our lead, we have 2 drivers that are going to battle head-to-head. Battles are going to consist of 2 runs back-to-back, each driver leading and each driver chasing. Judges are going to determine a winner based off of line, angle, and style. That lead driver is going to... Oh, go ahead. Take it away.
Okay. All right.
I'm firing off.
The lead run ideal line. Make the run followable for the chase and follow the momentum map.
Very important for the chase to maintain that close proximity. Match or better the lead run. And don't hit the lead. Maybe rubs, but don't knock them off their line. But I believe we're about to jump right on into this. Our first battle is not a battle. It's actually a buy run for Mr. Six Shadows. He is seated first. And we had a couple of last-minute no-shows. It's the summertime. A lot of things are going on for a lot of people. So, got to let that happen. But Six Shadows is going to go ahead and take his buy run here. And we're going to kick this off. Hold on, I'm going to get a little weird here and type in the chat real quick so you might see that on screen. Oh, never mind. Looks like we're good. All right. We're going to go ahead and hop on into this. And Six Shadows is off on the buy run. You see a little handbrake pull through Outer Zone 1. Nice grab of the inner clip. Nice and clean through here. Not really utilizing much of the decel there. Transitioning on through this area into the outer zone, and across the line he goes. Pretty good little buy run to spice up the tires. Run 2, or battle 2 of the night, is going to be Wong in the lead against Murda in the chase. And it looks like we're ready to take this one right off here. So we got Wong in the lead. Taking off here, Murda in the chase in that 350Z. Clean initiation. Murda really putting it on the door of Wong here upon initiation. Following through Wong on the throttle through here. Will the D-cell be utilized? A little bit late, maybe. I kind of saw a lack of throttle in that outer zone from the lead. What do you think, Bushy? Am I crazy, or?
It's hard to say where exactly, because obviously we don't have D-cells marked on the track. But I think it's before the zone and not in the zone, and I just think that driver was not on throttle.
Well, the drivers were told, and the judges made it very clear that telemetry will be pulled if there's a contentious point. So we'll have to see what happens in run number 2 here.
But both drivers will change spots. Murda in the lead, Wong in the chase in that 86. Murda, nice initiation, a little bit wide on the inner clip as we come into this outer zone. Wong a little bit bobbly back there, but nonetheless back on Murda's doors. They hit through both these inner clips. Down this power alley, Wong losing a little bit, but nice transition on the bumper there as Murda and Wong go over the line.
I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I kind of feel like this would be a win for Murda. Let's watch run 1 back here, and let's see if there's a reduction in tire smoke through that zone, or what kind of goes on in the lead.
Well, right here is where the D-cell is, right? And it just looks like he's slowing down into that clip. I think he might have overshot it a bit, and he was trying to correct himself to get into that next inner clip there.
There's definitely a loss of momentum, or it appears to be that there's a loss of momentum, but I'm not sure.
But I don't see brakes or anything. I just really think he angled up trying to just slow down to get into that inner clip.
Yeah, we see Murda dropping a tire on the inner clip there a little bit, and maybe again there transitioning through. But it just looks like Wong slows down a little bit in the lead.
Yeah, it's going to be up to the judges on that one, I think, to see exactly where and what. But I'm sure we will get an answer.
One way or another, I sure do hope so. But yeah, let's watch the little Madden replay rewind here. Almost maybe an over angle whenever I watch it back like that. Do you see that kind of? He's like almost checks up and then starts to kind of straighten, and then Murda comes into him. But also, maybe Murda had a lot more momentum moving through that zone. If there wasn't a D-cell and the lead driver was maintaining the same momentum as they were whenever they entered that area, that could end up being on the chase.
Yeah, it all depends. It's just where that D-cell lies, right? So I think, like I said, the lead looks like he may have slowed up a bit trying to get into that line. But once again, you can't impede the chase. But then again, if he's in the D-cell zone and Murda's lurching up on him, could be a different story. But we're gonna have to see what comes out here. I'm sure that the referees are gonna be looking at it.
Yeah, it's all gonna come down to telemetry, and I know that's being pulled just because of the time it's taken to get a call on this one. So, but ultimately, I don't know. Chat's going back and forth. Some are saying too much momentum. Some are saying lift it off in the lead. This is one that we're thankful we have the data.
Yes.
Let's see here. Oh, it's going to be an interesting call to see what happens here. I'm almost at a loss. You know, at first I was really thinking that the lead slowed up quite a bit, and I haven't necessarily come off from that, but at the same time, here's where it really matters. There is tire smoke, but see, we don't have the angle to see if there was heavy left foot brake or what was going on. Me flying the drone, I'm in front of the cars here, which is not the greatest for us spectators. Judges get to pull the replay and pull whatever angle they want, but you know, it's kind of interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, it's
Run
definitely
one is going to be the decider here for sure.
I'm definitely leaning on the lead at fault for that one, just as it looked like a decel after the decel zone.
All right, so we do have a call, and we will see where it slides, and we have an explanation as well. Judge 1, going to Murda. 2, Murda, and 3. We have a fully decided decision here. And the judges have said Wong is at fault for the contact. Wong lost speed outside of the decel into the start of the zone, and it sounded like the car bogged. So, unfortunately for Wong, out in the top 32, and we'll be moving on to the next battle between John Woods and Twintonius. We're going to get a redo here. I'll go ahead and tell them that. That was a kind of a shaky start.
The cone's solid on this map?
I believe they are, but they just started really slow there. It was just kind of... I don't think we were ready to go, but we kicked it off. So. All right, so we got Twintonius in the chase, and John Woods in the lead position here, and we're ready to kick it off. And here we go, a little shared chassis action. Two similar chassis going together. John Woods really taking off here. Twintonius on the back foot at the beginning of this track really needs to dive in here through this area to get caught up to John, and he does so. We get the drone pulled in here a little bit. Fades off a little bit as we go through here. John Woods kind of cutting the zones a little bit here and there, making it hard for Twintonius to catch up. Maybe not the greatest lead, but Twintonius definitely on the back foot, jumping off from the start. So, I don't know.
Twintonius definitely on the cusp of an inactive chase. I think that's a very fair statement. He only really got proximity in the middle half of the track, but we'll see if he can run away from John Woods on this one. Oh, and major over angle on initiation. John Woods having to correct. They hit inner clip into this outer zone. John Woods over angling a little bit, but Twintonius still catching on to the door as they come into this last outer zone. And over the line, I think this one is going to be an easy call. As we watch back to back, we're going to see the
Seems
entry
side by
here.
side.
Definitely a major over angle there.
Let's say, hypothetical, let's say they go lead to lead. Who do you think takes it?
If we're going lead to lead, I would definitely go off of John Woods.
Yeah.
Just a very shaky driving up there by Twintonius.
We do have a call. We'll see which way they slide. Oh, that was fast. Okay, John Woods will take. Moving on to battle number 4 between Static Shipbox and Michael V. ALM Blastoise. Static Shipbox in that S15. And Michael V in the G35. And we are almost ready to kick this off. Not quite yet. All right, we are good to go. And here we go to kick it off. Two similarly colored cars, but don't get them confused. Static Shipbox leading us off here, over angling quite a bit, having to check up left foot brake it to pull it through that area, missing that second outer zone. A little bit of a tire drop, dodging that inner clip, but moving along, keeping it smooth through the second half of the course. Big left foot brake through that outer zone. Michael V maintaining great composure in the chase the entire time.
Yeah, that was going to be my point there as well. Great driver confidence, just great. Just knowing that that might happen, or having someone check up and not hitting them or not losing drift is pretty important to have that as a skill as a driver. But as these drivers take off, Blastoise making maybe a little bit too much angle there on that entrance. Shipbox tapping him to go into this outer, inner, and second inner. We're going to watch both these drivers do a great job. Shipbox on the door, bumper to bumper transition as they hit this last outer zone and go over the line.
I think Michael V for this one. AOM with the win. It would be my call, but we'll see what the judges have to say. What do you think?
You'd be surprised what maybe could be an outcome of this.
I'm not quite sure if Michael V over-angled there. I don't know.
It definitely was a decel out of that decel zone, even having the decel in that outer zone. But
and they're sliding to Blastoise. Blastoise takes it, moving on to the top 16.
This is why you can't listen to us, folks.
And we move on to our next drivers, or our next group, rather, and which will be Lupo Chaos, Zen Swirly, TT Aryan, Diaz W86, Shadowrealm Zone Criticos, and Lupo Flex. If you gentlemen want to join, and Lupo Chaos, if you want to get in here and do your buy run, you are more than welcome to. Lupo Chaos.
2 buy runs tonight, not bad.
There are 4, I believe, actually.
There's 4. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, there is 4.
There are 4. Yeah, little miscount, but yeah, but we're ready to go here, and we'll be kicking it off in a moment.
Beautiful S13.
We got Lupo Chaos kicking it off here. Feeling out the track a little bit, running it through. Moving on to the top 16 will be Lupo Chaos. Up now, Zen Swirly and TT Aryan. Zen Swirly in that E36. TT Aryan in the 240. Got Swirly leading this one off. Spit and fire at the line. TT Aryan, I'm sure they're in the server. I thought they were. Something is happening there that I'm going to have to figure out. There's Aryan. Okay, here we go. All right, and we are at the line. Drivers appear to be ready, and I think we're ready to kick this one off. Got a good, nice, clean initiation from both drivers. Nice proximity from Aryan here in the chase. Swirly on the throttle all the way. Coming through here. No tire drop. Staying all the way on the track. Grabbing every inch of every zone. But Aryan grabbing every inch of Swirly's door as they go through this final area. No contact, but a swift, nice touch. Both drivers tap the wall. What a run.
That was pretty crazy. Little bumps at the end there. I'm surprised Aryan kept a hold of it.
That is crazy. Yeah.
They will swap spots though as Aryan takes the lead. Little flick initiation here. Zen Swirly lacking a little bit of proximity on that initiation, but getting back up as they come into this outer zone inner clip. Not much decel coming out of Aryan as we come into these two other inner clips into these outer zones. Swirly doing a great job staying there. Could be closer as Aryan goes over the line. Great lead run from Aryan there.
So I noticed some things, and we'll probably see them in the replays here. We've got quite a few tire drops in run 2. A lot in the lead. So we got one there on the rumble strip.
Oh yeah,
which is
I didn't see the one on the dirt.
Not good. And then we have another one in the dirt, I believe, coming up. Oh shoot, or what? It was the final inner clip. And it probably won't show it very well here.
It was close. You could see his wheel a little bit. It was close.
Yeah, but I need to do a better job of centering the cars. It's my bad. I'm trying. But yeah, it's this. Aryan laid down a fantastic chase. I mean, a great chase. And I don't know if we're touching on OMT territory. We're tiptoeing on OMT territory is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, one had a good lead, but one had a good chase. So, you know, it's hard to say.
We do have a call. And we are going to see which way the judges slide them. Judge 1, OMT. 2, going to Aryan. And we are going to have our first OMT of the night between Zen Swirly and TT Aryan. Drivers, get your tires and line them back up.
6th battle of the night is an OMT. Will it be a long night?
Anything could happen. We are ready to go. Drivers are at the line. And here we are to kick them right off. Flick initiation from both drivers. Clean decel. Swirly a little bit outside of that inner clip. Aryan on the door. Matching that line of Swirly scraping bumpers as they transition. Flying through the back half of this course. Will we have a clean transition into the final area? We do. Zen Swirly with a fantastic lead and Aryan with a robotic chase, just as he did in the last battle.
Yeah, that last transition was crazy. That was a bumper-to-bumper action.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
But both these guys will get reset. The lights will go green, and Aryan will take the lead, hopefully fixing his mistakes from the last run. Swirly getting on that door, hits the inner clip outer zone, going through this little section, doing a great job at Swirly not giving him much room. Bumper to bumper transition as they come out into this outer zone. Finishing out the power alley. Swirly could be there more, but Aryan doing a great job and a little door tap there to finish that run.
A little bit of contact at the end that may not be looked upon and a good light.
It may not be, but you get style points from me.
Hey, good enough, right? Good enough. But yeah, the side to side, there was quite a gap between Outer Zone 4 and 5 and Run 2 between Swirly and Aryan.
Dusting him in the power rally.
That may be the deciding factor here.
But was it lack of angle? Was he trying to slip him to get away from him too? Could be another thing they'd look at.
It's a good possibility. Let's watch it closely here.
That bumper to bumper transition.
I don't know. There's pretty shallow angle in the lead there, but
yeah, he could have been a bit deeper in that outside zone. But the tap here, it's another.
I think if Aryan wouldn't have been there, Swirly would have hit the wall anyway.
Yeah.
Watch his momentum going through here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Aryan helped him out immensely.
Yeah, I think given those, I think Aryan might come out ahead here.
But we never know. The judges could have seen something that we didn't. It happens all the time.
That is very true.
Believe it or not.
We're wrong a lot as announcers.
We're doing it in the moment, you know. We're not analyzing.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Oh my goodness. All right, we have a call. Aryan moving on to the top 16.
Congratulations, TTT Aryan. Swirly. Good luck next time.
Up next, Diaz for his buy run.
Thick shadows. Sorry, I seen Twiz say something.
All right, ready to kick it off. We're going to let him rip it. Pretty sexy buy run. Pretty sexy buy run. Up next, Criticos and Lupo Flex. To the line we go. And the countdown is on. Kicking it off. Criticos, nice clean initiation. Lupo Flex right on the door. As they move around the second inner clip. Will we have a clean? Ooh, little outside in that outside zone from Criticos. But moving on through, Lupo Flex with a little bit of a tire drop on the inside there in that inner clip before they transition to outer zone 4. Criticos with a wide swing throughout the end of the track. Pretty clean runs from both drivers. Looked like Lupo Flex had to dive in a couple of areas, but Criticos gripping that Mustang up.
Yeah, not a bad run from both drivers. Lupo definitely holding great proximity there, but we will see them change sides. Lupo with that big flick initiation. Criticos having a little bit of trouble keeping up as they come through the outer zone into the center clip. Into this power alley, Criticos still lacking proximity majorly at this point. But Lupo Flex doing a great job in all these zones. Both drivers make it over the line.
Well, what a fast call from the judges on that one. We'll let the replays go through, but we have got a deciding call already.
Yeah, I don't think it's very surprising what happened here. I think it was just lack of proximity, even though Lupo did have that one tire off in his chase. I think Criticos just lacks so much proximity. They might have called it inactive. But
I don't know if they'd call it inactive. I think it came down to zone coverage.
yeah, I think that as well. I'm just saying that last section where the inner clip to the outer zone is just lacking a lot. I don't know if it's enough to be considered, but depends. It's one of those tracks that there's a lot of
Well, Lupo Flex will be moving on to our top 16. And we're going to be moving on to our third group, the top 32. We got the left half decided, but the right half needs to be decided. And up first, we have Max Yeager getting a buy run, and then we'll have Rick James from Shadowrealm, Garrett Shaw from AOM, Chewy from Shadowrealm, Kinetic Legacy, TDR Keefe, and DTD FHM Taz C3S. So Max, if you want to hop in, get your buy run, go ahead. And then we'll have Rick James and Garrett Shaw battle it out. And Max is ripping this one off. Ayo, getting saucy with it here. Right now we got Garrett Shaw and Rick James warming up in the burnout box. And we are off. Rick James, was going to do a swing, but got impeded a little bit. Rizzo diving into the door of Rick James as they go through and get ready for the second half of this track, which is the speed section, as I like to call it. Rick James dives through here. Garrett Shaw not letting him get too far away. Maintaining a safe distance, but also keeping that proximity together throughout the whole track.
Yeah,
so we'll see what Rick James put down in the chase, but that initiation hit is going to be a deduction in the chase. Drivers were told about that.
Hitting the lead there after the commitment cone, not bueno. But these drivers will change positions. Garrett Shaw, a little flick initiation. Rick James following behind. Garrett Shaw doing a great job hitting these zones. Rick James on the door, giving a little door tap as he transition into the power alley. Rick James, though, lagging behind after that. Garrett Shaw doing a great job as he hits this wall section and over the line. Definitely could be OMT territory.
I'm not sure. Let's watch the side-by-side and see if we can determine who we think would be the winner here. Man. Definitely more of a gap in proximity in run 2.
But this tap right here is That's big. That is definitely big.
Trying to watch for any tire drops or anything I may not have seen.
Yeah, kind of take back the OMT.
I don't know.
Maybe I think
know.
that
I'm almost
that hit
leaning.
on entry.
I don't know. It's really hard to decide. If you had a gun to my head, I don't know who I'd say.
Well, the only real
Makes me
thing
nervous.
the takeaways from both runs is the Rick James getting gapped,
Yes.
and then him hitting in his chase run. So it's hitting the lead, I mean, in his chase run. So, or getting hit in his chase run. My God.
Judges are shaking their fists at each other, arguing, clamoring, yelling. I don't know what's happening.
I think they have him upside down. They're shaking him for his lunch money.
Oh no!
God. Don't they know it's the 2025? We don't care. Who carries money anymore?
Yeah, no one has change.
That's crazy.
My goodness. This is ridiculous.
Was that Blue Hawk with a...
He's got a knife!
With a tap machine? Oh my... I think someone has Venmo out right now.
He's got a knife!
Oh dear heavens.
Well, the purple side is decided. But we've got to break down the red side. And who is it gonna be between Rick James and Garrett Shaw? Oh man. There's a big old Miller Lite can on this track. It's making me thirsty.
Is there actually?
Yeah.
Dang. Best Easter egg.
Making me thirsty. I think I might have one in the fridge. I don't know. This
I'm
stream is
kinda
not
thirsty.
sponsored by Miller Lite.
But if you want to sponsor us, that'd be sick.
I am ready. I don't know. I'm ready. That's all I know. I'm ready for it. Whatever it is, I'm ready for it. Woo! Here we go. Pushy, how were the mines? Were they fun?
You know, I did the thing, and then I fixed the thing.
How many
And then
things
I
were
saved the
fixed?
one. How many things were? Not a lot, actually.
Pretty slow, slow shift. Well, we are trying to figure out what is going to happen. We're working our way through this one. The judges are taking their time to decide. I'm sure telemetry is being pulled, doing their jobs, doing their thing. I mean, there's two ways that it could go ultimately. Is the judges could take their time and make the best call that they could, or they could just rattle off some shit that you want to hear. So, and no, the judges do not care what is being said in the chat because they're not reading it. They are analyzing the runs. Landon would be a goated commentator in this. Well, Landon didn't even show up to battle, so... We got 2 OMTs and 1 Rick James. We're going to see it one more time. The only reason why I looked at the chat was because we were waiting on a call. Nobody else really gives a shit. So we're going to move on to our next run between this OMT battle. Rick James kicking it off here. Garrett Shaw in the chase in that 350Z. Flying through here nice and clean on this run here. Garrett Shaw gripping the door at Rick James through this area. Diving in through this outer zone. Grabbing a little bit of rumble, Rick James, and dropping a tire on the inside as they go through the little, I don't know, keyhole kind of area. Rick James tapering off a little bit of angle and diving through the inner clip. Finishing out the track, but Rizo, a.k.a. Garrett, doesn't let him get anywhere. And we're off in a run.
I am not even talking because my mic was muted.
You want this one or not?
I'll keep going. So, into the thing, Garrett Shaw doing a great job, but Rick James giving a little bit of love taps there as they go through the power alley. Rick James giving him a back tap there, maybe. A couple back shot?
This is, I think this is, I don't know about that, but I think this one's pretty clear that it's Rizo. Rick James making a lot of mistakes in the chase there.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes in the chase. I was going off in this commentary. I was talking so much shit, and then I looked down and my light was off my mic, and then I was like, yeah, I guess I deserve that.
The way she goes.
Garrett Shaw will be taking this battle and be going on to the next round. Definitely hit my mic with my elbow a while ago.
Big childish goofball shit going on in the chat as per usual.
Yeah, we don't pay attention to that.
We don't pay attention to it. It doesn't really matter. So it's fun for y'all. But we got a new battle coming up between Chewy and Kinetic Legacy. You got Chewy at the line ready to go.
Some say he's a robot in human skin.
The robot.
He is the Chewy.
Kinetic Legacy, the one driver in the R33. Oh gosh.
That thing doesn't get enough love.
It's really fun.
It just looks sick.
We are off, and we'll see which direction this one goes. Nice initiation. Kinetic Legacy diving in, but scrubbing out a little bit towards that inner clip. Chewy taking off. Not a good position for Kinetic Legacy, but Kinetic Legacy gets on the door. Chewy, before the second half of the course, was in a good position to make something happen, but kind of fell off there a little bit. Lot to make up for going into the second half.
Kinetic Energy not looking good back there. Definitely making some major mistakes in that chase. Chewy a little bit light on angle coming into that last, or not the last outer zone, but the second last outer zone. But these drivers will change positions nonetheless as the light goes green. Kinetic Energy in the lead. SR Chewy in the chase as they initiate. Kinetic Energy, a much better initiation in this lead position here. But Chewy just on the door, not giving him much room to do anything. Beautiful through this power alley. Kinetic Energy doing much better in his lead. Chewy losing a little bit of proximity at the end of this run. But both drivers over the line. And I don't think that will be a well enough show for the chase. Kinetic Energy doing a great job in the lead.
Kinetic Legacy.
Am I...
Yeah. I think Chewy is going to take this one, and the judges do agree.
Sorry,
I think it'll be because of that proximity gap. But we'll be moving on to our next battle between TDR Keefe and Taz.
I was reading off the stream. That's my bad. I don't know. What? I'm so confused.
Oh. It's like Bad Future Serene gets a bye if he wants it. I'm not sure if they're in the server. But for sure, we have TDR Keefe. No, wait. Bad Future Serene is the next run. Okay. Whoops. But we got TDR Keefe leading off Taz here. TDR Keefe, nice initiation, kind of a swing initiation here through the first big sweeper of the track. Grabbing that inner clip, moving on to this outer zone. But man, Taz lacking in the chase, really needs to get on the door, not making any big moves here. And dropping 3 on the inner, that'll be a 0. Hell of a lot to make up for Taz.
I think TDR Keefe just needs to do a good job here. He
just
takes
needs to drive around the track.
Yeah, not 0. Well, I guess he could 0. He needs to lead to 0. Or I'm just gonna stop talking. But as these drivers go on the initiation here, Taz a little bit shallow in both the zones, but picks it up at the end here. But TDR Keefe not giving much room to make a mistake as they come through this power alley. TDR Keefe just playing it safe so they make it over the line, and I think he will be taking this battle.
Yep, pretty clear cut there. That one will be going to Keefe pretty quick, I believe. All right, well, sorry, I was looking at our judge chat there real quick. That last battle both drivers agreed. So let's figure out what happened here first. Let's get this one figured out here. See where the judges go. And I believe, and they do, all three going to TDR Keefe, who will be moving on to the top 16. But the last battle that we had between Chewy and Kinetic Legacy, both drivers noted a big lag spike upon initiation whenever Kinetic Legacy made that big mistake. Both drivers actually DM'd each other, asked to petition for a rerun of that battle, and the judges granted it. So we're actually going to have a rerun between Chewy and Kinetic Legacy, but it looks like first we got a little buy run from Bad Future Serene. Good buy runs tonight from everyone who's laid one down. Yep. So we have Chewy, should be in that lead position. Then we'll have Legacy in the chase. So, Louise, you are not quite up yet. There we go. All right, looks like we are good to go. Both drivers kicking it off here. Good initiation this time from both drivers. Looks like Kinetic Legacy over-angling a little bit, having to dive in the middle of that corner, kind of dodge the outer zone, but gets right back on the door as they make their way through the little loop into the little power alley, the fast section. Chewy sticking on the throttle, grabs the D-cell a little bit. Kinetic Legacy hits him just a touch around that inner clip area. Was that in the D-cell or outside of the D-cell?
I think Kinetic was using him as brakes.
You think so?
I think so.
That I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It was happening all too fast for me.
Yeah, same. I can't say anything as well. I guess I'm just here. But these drivers are here and they are off the line. TRD. Kinetic Legacy gapping Chewy, but Chewy making up the proximity. Both these drivers make it into this power alley. Chewy not giving much room at all. Kinetic Legacy doing a great job though. Chewy though just staying right on the door. I just don't think that'll be enough.
I do not know who it shall be on this one. Just kidding. I think it'll be Chewy. I'm pretty sure it'll be Chewy. And I think it's going to be that proximity gap and the big mistake from Kinetic Legacy in run 1 just after that first center clip.
Yeah, I don't see many mistakes coming out from Chewy. Maybe a tire drop, but I don't think that equates to the kind of chase run that Kinetic had. And judges will be sliding them right for Chewy. And they will all be going right for Chewy. And Chewy will be going to this next round.
Right now, we have to call up the rest of the final group of the top 32. Well, I think we have a couple of them in here. But We're going to need Nick Donado, Luisada, May 86, It's Ice, Nibbish, and Andrew Kate. Looks like we're loading in as soon as we have Nick Donado and Luisada on the line. Nick in the lead, Luis in the chase. We'll get this kicked off. I think we have a 1M showdown for this battle. Looks like both of our drivers are on the line. And here we go. We are off on this battle. Oh, a little bit of contact in the rear from the chase driver, Luisada there. Nick Donado keeping the composure and maintaining the momentum throughout this course. Luisada definitely maintaining that proximity as they move through the power alley. Needs to dive in here and does so. No contact, but didn't really stick. Nick Donado, good composure throughout the run. Oh, wait, I called that backward. So, they actually ran the first run. We missed it on stream. The judges saw it. And then, so we actually just saw run 2. So, yeah. So, we'll let the judges decide that. But unfortunately, the stream did not catch run 1 there.
What? I was so mind boggled there. Okay.
But we're waiting for a little call here. So we will see what goes on.
All right, so this is what our top 16 is shaping to look like. So Six Shadows versus Murda, John Woods versus Blastoise, Lupo Chaos versus TT Aryan, Diaz versus Lupo Flex. We got some Lupo boys making it to the top 16. On the red side, not fully filled out yet. But Drifting Magics is Max Jaeger, I believe. If I put the full name in there. AOM Garrett Shaw, Chewy, TRD Keefe, And then who will be battling Bad Future Serene?
Looks like we have a call on that last run between Nick Donado and Luisada. We've got Judge 1 going Luis, Judge 2 going OMT, and Judge 3 ultimately going Luis. So Luisada is going to move on to the top 16. And up next we have May 86 against It's Icy. We'll have May in the lead, and It's Icy in the chase position on this one. As they're getting to the line, we are going to send them off here on the first run. We got May in the 240.
Oh, that's going to be a major jump from the chase there.
Well, Chase gets to jump the light whenever they want to. We got Manny diving through, and the Chase jumping off here, falling off track, losing drift. And Manny is just going to go ahead and fly through this course and finish out the run in the lead position here.
I don't think I've ever seen someone jump the light like that.
It was a risky move.
It was like very, very early.
Really risky move.
I think he lost a lot of momentum because of it. But they will change positions. Ice versus May. Nice little
they dive into the inner clip, and May stuck on the door of Ice as they go through the second outer zone, grabbing that next inner clip. Ice kind of losing a little bit of throttle towards the back half of the decel, but jumping on in through the power alley. Manny kind of fading off a little bit, but keeping it safe throughout the second half of the course. Really, he just needs to stay close enough to not get an inactive.
Yeah, I believe so. That's probably what it's gonna be.
And we have a call, and they're sliding them all to Manny with a 0 in the chase. Hard to come back from that.
Yeah, not a surprise. Not a surprise at all.
All right, and up next we have Nibbish in the lead against Andrew Kate in the chase.
Last of the top 32 for tonight. Which driver will be going to the next round? Nibbish in the lead. Andrew Kate in the chase. Nibbish in that beautiful 350Z. A little flick initiation as we hit that first inner clip. Andrew Kate not giving much room for air as Nibbish hits the zone. Maybe a one tire off there as they come through this section into the power alley. Andrew Kate bumper to bumper transitions. Nibbish though doing a great job on these zones and over the line. Great run for both the chase and the lead driver.
Andrew Kate really locked on the door of Nibbish throughout almost all of that run. I mean, there was just a little area around outer zone 5 where there was a break, but Nibbish is going to have to put a magnet onto the driver and passenger side door of Andrew Kate as they kick off the second run of this battle. Andrew Kate heavy on the throttle, moving in, grabbing the zones. Nibbish not letting him get too far away as they move on through here. Andrew Kate not dropping a tire where Nibbish left one off there. Nibbish is going to have to stick through this power alley, and he does so. Maybe a little bit more zone coverage, but Nibbish definitely having a couple of tire drops in his lead. Andrew Kate maybe matching angle a little bit better in his chase. Hard to tell who's going to win here, but I'm leaning more towards Andrew Kate.
Yeah, I think Kate might take that one. Now, from our angle, things are a bit different, but Kate just a lot more proximity, less shaky in that chase, and I believe maybe an even better lead coming out of him. Only that last, like the power alley was a little bit shallow, so I mean, it's going to be normal, especially in that spot. I mean, it's a power alley, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get him taken out of this competition.
I don't know. You know, the drivers were told, you know, don't drop tires in the lead on those inside rumble clips, and Nibbish had a lot of tire drops on those inside rumble strips in his lead, and
even
also
in his chase.
one. And he did have it in the chase, but drivers were told that in the chase, tire drop on the rumble on the inside is okay. So as we move through, Nibbish also had a tire drop in outer zone number 3 right here in run 1. As you can see, a little bit of dirt kicked up. Now, Andrew Kate does drop on the grass there. Just after Nibbish drops on the grass in the outer zone, Andrew Kate drops on the inner. But I think if we're stacking up marks as far as tire drops go in run 1, Nibbish is not looking so good. But his outcome isn't looking so great. But
if the lead drivers leading the chase to also drop those tires into the grass, I'm gonna blame the lead driver.
That's very, very true, and drivers were briefed about that as well. That question specifically was posed, and drivers were told if you're led into the grass, that's on the lead. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes Andrew Kate.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he did better.
I think he did.
But my boy Nibbish could have did better too. So Nibbish, I already told him that I'm gonna be calling him that. I just can't change it. It's ingrained in my brain.
Well, we got some typing from the judges, so I'm sure we'll have a call in a moment. And we do have a call. An interesting one, but we have an explanation. We have Judge 1 going OMT, Judge 2 going Andrew Kate, Judge 3 going OMT. The judges said Kate missed outer zone 5 in his chase and also dropped at the grass in the inner. Fair that the lead was better, but Kate completely missed outside zone 5 in the chase. So they're measuring up the tire drops from Nibbish to the dodge of the outer zone in the chase from Andrew Kate. Interesting to see where this OMT battle will go. It looks like we're ready to kick them off.
A little bit of drama as both these drivers take off from the line here. Nibbish, a little flick initiation. Andrew Kate pushing there on the inside, maybe even going one tire off in that chase. And Nibbish doing a tire off there, maybe on the rumble strips. But Andrew Kate doing a tire off in that inner. These drivers not cleaning it up in their second half as they come over the line. I don't know about that. That was shaky.
I don't know. Yeah, I think as it stands right now, it's still anyone's battle. I don't think any driver really showed out there. Andrew Kate mistaking the chase there upon initiation going into inner 1. I don't know. We'll see. Happens in run 2.
Yeah, it's really I think it's gonna be another one that judges have to watch back.
Absolutely. Kicking it around through here, we see Nibbish dive in. Andrew Kate flying through the first sweeper of this course. Nibbish maintaining composure in the chase, but really going to have to lay it on here. Dropping a little bit of tire on the inside while Andrew Kate was fully on track here. We'll see how the coverage of this zone goes, and it's very clear Nibbish making huge contact with Andrew Kate just before the final inner clip. Going to be a massive deduction for not watching where that lead driver was transitioning and not matching how that was going to happen.
I think this is going to come down to who put down the better lead run.
I think it's going to come down to the contact, and I think this is going straight to Andrew Kate.
That is also... Was there a 0 after contact?
No, but watch run 2 right here. Whenever they transition from outer 5 into the final inner clip.
Oh, okay. That did not look as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah, pretty significant. So, looks like we have a call coming through. And I believe all 3 are going to slide them to Andrew Kate.
And Andrew Kate will take.
They do. So we will go on, take a short break, take a peek at our top 16. And we'll dive right in a hot minute.
I can't breathe until you let me. I took a bullet to my chest and I buried all the empty pieces that I left behind. A voice inside my head, I'm getting lost inside my faith. If the world wants us dead, I'd rather die in your embrace. I can't believe in a ghost buried deep below. I can't believe in something that remains under the ground. I can't believe in a ghost. I can't believe in a ghost. It's the planet destruction.
Here we go. We are back, ready to kick this off. We got Six Shadows and Murda up first, battling it out against each other. They drive together all the time. They know each other in real life. They beat each other up sometimes.
I thought that was gonna go somewhere else.
It didn't. It didn't. You were wrong. But you're wrong. You dirty-minded feller. You better watch up. But we got... Yeah, I mean, Six Shadows, Murda, get to the line. You're up. Six Shadows in that lead position. Murda in the chase. They're both in the 350Z.
Because look at these guys and their matching skins.
Doing things.
They live in a society. But
we're not ready at all. We don't even have them both on the line. So, all right. Here we go. All right. We are good to go. All right. Six Shadows kicking us off. Murda right behind him. Six Shadows in the green. Murda in the white. Green butt, white butt. Murda, little tire drop in the grass in that chase position as they slide through this area, but sticking on the door is Six Shadows as they move through the outer zone into the power alley. Cranking it through here. Ooh, risky transition from Murda, and he almost stuck to him. Ryan taps the wall a little bit at the very end. I don't know. Pretty good battle there.
Dang. I thought Murda was gone. I thought he was hitting those tires.
Yeah, I thought it was over.
Yeah, I thought he was going to turn into a Beyblade.
I thought that was the end of it, but 'twas not.
'Twas not, but they're going to switch positions. Light's going to go green. Murda this time leading Six Shadows. Six Shadows not taking any time to just get on the bumper, get on the door. Not give much space to make a mistake as they come through the center zone and inner clip. Six Shadows, they're like a sore thumb, just can't get rid of them. And beautiful over the line. I think that one will go to Six Shadows without a doubt.
Oh man, it's all down to the chase. In this one too, I think if you measure up the chases side by side, I think that's really what's going to come down to, because both leads were fantastic.
Yeah, but we did get a tire drop from Murda, I believe, in that first inner clip.
Yeah, it looked like there may have been one in the third too from Murda.
Yeah, and then Six Shadows was just being a bully.
Yeah. Yeah. Way she goes, you know.
Way she goes, but sometimes she goes and sometimes she doesn't. I will say though, Six Shadows could have did a better job in that lead position. I don't know exactly what he did wrong, but I bet he could have done a better job.
I bet he thinks that too.
He's probably like, Bushy, shut up. I'm just not going to say anything nice about Sick. It doesn't matter how good of a run he is. I'm just going to pick it apart. Like, yeah, actually, his car could have been buffed better. His lights are, like, they look a little foggy. Like, and, like, why are his wheels green?
We have a call. We're going to see which way they slide. One Murda. One OMT. Two Murda. Murda.
Excuse me?
Knocking Six Shadows off of here. Here we go. Okay.
Dang. It's opposite day today. God damn it.
We were evidently not looking at the right stuff.
I don't know what I missed, but...
That's why you don't listen to the commentary.
I'm here for it.
I was here to say about what I see on the screen.
I do the thing.
Up next, We got, oh, okay. Judges said wall tap at the end from Ryan was big. So they took a lot of points off for that. So.
That's what he gets for being thick shadows.
All right, next up, John Woods in the lead. Blastoise from AOM in the chase.
VQ on VQ.
Here we go, flying in here. John Woods grabbing the zones, but Blastoise grabbing some door as they move on through. Blastoise keeping safe proximity, a little bit of a tire drop there, but not letting John Woods get anywhere. I mean, really keeping him in. Oh, John Woods over angling there, having to left foot brake and pull it out, leaving Blastoise nowhere to go. No other option but to shut it down to make sure he didn't plow into him.
Yeah, John did arms day. He must have been sore, couldn't keep hold of it.
Yeah, dude, he's probably, yeah. Probably right, man. All right. We'll see what happens.
Flexing too hard before the run. But they will switch spots. Jokes aside, Blastoise, big initiation here. SR John Woods might have dropped a tire on that inner clip in that chase, but Blastoise doing a great job as he comes through this outer zone inner clip, not dropping any tires into the power alley. John Woods lacking proximity, but getting there at the end and hitting the bumper as they come over this line. Oh, definitely a lot going on in that chase run.
A lot going on. It looks like we got a quick call on this one, but
it's gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say, but it's gonna be a quick call. I think that 0 coming out. John Woods is gonna wrap this one up.
Yeah, I think this is a free and clear win for AOM Blastoise here.
Yeah, as we watch these replays, right at the end is what we're looking at here. So John Woods just over angling and Blastoise getting into the side of him there.
We have a call. We'll see which way they slide. Judge 1, 2, and 3.
Judges will agree.
Up next, Lupo Chaos against TT Aryan. Lupo Chaos in that lead position in the S13. TT Aryan in a chase in that 240. And here we go.
Don't miss the drivers meeting.
That is funny. That's funny. Also, a very true statement as Lupo Chaos kicks us off here. TT Aryan right on him. Lupo Chaos treading real close to that rumble strip, but grabbing all of these zones as they move through. TT Aryan grabbing the door as they hit this power alley and fly through this zone into the quick little D-cell. Nice transition from TT Aryan in the chase position, knocking on the door of Lupo Chaos, but Chaos putting down a hot lead here.
Great run from both drivers, lead to chase. I think Aryan lacked a little bit, where everyone seems to be lacking a little bit coming out of that thing. I'm calling it the thing. It's not the keyhole, it's the thing.
The thing.
But they are gonna switch positions. Our beautiful light tofu is going to send them off. TT Aryan in the lead in that 240. Lupo Chaos in the chase in that S13 240. Both these drivers doing a great job. But Lupo maybe lacking a little bit more proximity than Aryan was. But as they come through the power alley, TT Aryan doing a great job, as well as Lupo Chaos grabbing all of that at the end of this track. Both drivers over the line. I think this one may go down for chase to chase. I think we're going to be looking at what happened in both these chase runs possibly, but I could be wrong.
I think we had clean leads you know, I didn't see anything crazy out of the leads here. Did see some mistakes in the chase.
I did see maybe Lupo dropping tires, or Lupo or Aryan, I can't remember, dropping tires at the beginning of their run.
I think that was Lupo Chaos. Because there was a little bit of drop potentially on the grass. Not there. He dodged it in inner clip 1, but I think inner clip 3 we get a little dicey here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, kind of not the greatest angle from the drone, but it looks like he potentially dropped some grass there.
I think this one could go either way.
But we got a call. We'll see where it goes. Judge 1, Lupo Chaos. Judge 2, TT Aryan. Who's it going to be?
And it's going to be a one more time.
Well, I guess we're going to see it happen again.
Do it again, please.
So we'll see Lupo kicking us off with another lead.
What I think I want to see here is cleaner chases and an even cleaner lead. We see perfect driving because we didn't miss the drivers' meeting.
Of course. And we are off. Little S chassis action as we get into this first zone. Diving in, TT Aryan matching that angle entirely as we move through the first sweeper into the thing. Lupo Chaos missing that inner clip. Little deduction there. TT Aryan diving in, not letting Lupo get away. A little bit of an angle check there in the chase, but it pays off for him. Interesting move out of TT Aryan there.
Different looking.
What a way to scrub speed and make it up. Like, that was... He scrubbed the speed with the angle and then transitioned early. That was a risky move, but I think it paid off for him.
Definitely played off for getting back into that line. I think he will get a deduction for not being on the leads line, but we will see them switch positions. Aryan in the lead, Chaos in the chase. Little Manji initiation here. Maybe a tire off there. Could have been on the line, but Lupo Chaos getting on the door as they come through the thing. On through to the power alley. Bumper to bumper transitions, but Aryan lacking that proximity as they come into this. Oh,
big
no.
Contact.
Big contact, and I think that will be it for Lupo Chaos. Unless it was before or after the decel. I'm pretty sure it was in that decel zone.
Let's
I think
rewatch Run 2 and see what happens here at the bottom right of your screen. Clean through here. Lupo really putting it on Aryan as they move through here, and here's where contact happens right now.
Oh yeah. I think that's just on Lupo. He's just too close.
I think so. I think that was too quick of a transition.
Yeah.
A little bit of a dive, and the judges are going to slide it to TT Aryan, who'll be moving on to our grade 8.
Congratulations, TT, and better luck next time, Chaos.
Up next, Diaz W86 against Lupo Flex.
Will both Lupo's teammates be knocked out in the top 16? Or will Flex go to the top 8 and represent Team Lupo?
Both the Lupo boys were looking pretty locked in today. So, definitely some hot liveries from the Lupo boys.
Looking nice. Do I have to stay in the track?
Stay in the
lines?
track. Oh shit!
Is
All
track.
right.
I have to stay on track. What do you mean?
We are ready to go here. Ready to kick them off. We got Diaz kicking us off in that Mustang in the lead position. Lupo Flex diving on him in the chase. A little bit of a tire drop in that first inner clip. Fading off just a touch, but maintaining a good amount of proximity as we move through here. Diaz just running that lead like he should. Lupo Flex flexing that skill as he makes his way onto the door of Diaz and across the line to finish off the first half of this battle.
I think both lead and chase went off on that inner clip, but I could be wrong. I know Lupo went off. Lupo Flex went off like a lot, almost 2 there, but they will reverse positions. And we will get to see what Flex can do in this lead against Diaz as he does a little manji initiation, staying in the track lines, following his own advice. As Diaz stays there on the door, Diaz kind of shallowing up to keep the proximity there, but losing the proximity in the power alley as Lupo Flex just runs through flawlessly. Gets a little tap from Diaz there at the end. Might be a point of contention here in this battle.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning Flex a little bit. I think Diaz sacrificed a lot in the chase there to keep up.
It looked like he was struggling hard to keep up. And I mean, if you don't got that Mustang set up right, I don't know if they still have it in that lot with that live axle, but it's definitely one of those cars that you need to have set up properly to keep up with some of these guys. I struggled myself to tune it when I was running this track, so
Yeah, big tire drop there, and right there at the end too from Diaz. I think this is gonna lean towards Team Lupo and Mr. Flex. But we'll see which way to go. Judge 1, 2, and 3. That's a decision made. And Lupo Flex will be moving on.
He'll be showing off those colors for the Lupo team in the top 16.
Now it's time to call up the bottom half of our top 16. Figure out who's going to fill out the second half of the grade 8. We have Drifting Magic's Max Yeager, AOM Garrett Shaw, SR Chewy, TDR Keefe, Bad Future Serene, Luisada, SR May 86, and Andrew Kate.
Chewy versus Keefe battle. Excited to see this one.
That'll be a juice.
As they come into the thing, outer zone, big angle from from Shaw as Max gives him a little tap. beautiful transition there through the power alley to finish it out.
I think it's going to come down to the contact. Are we back?
We're back now, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, a little bit of contact there. Coming through the thing in run 2. Let's watch that again and see if we can delineate what occurred. Pretty clean here. Pretty clean here.
I think it's just an over angle.
Looks like, I don't know. It looks like he had fine angle and was going into that inner clip. It looks like the tap actually pushed him out of the inner clip and kept him from getting there. So that will probably be a deduction on the chase unless they determine that the lead was off throttle, decelling, or lost momentum past.
Well, I say over
the
angle
decel area.
I say over angle just because that angle was to get into that inner clip. If he would have entered it a little bit more early, he would have been fine. But this is only one angle. Now, if we look from bird's eye view versus other angles, we might see some stuff, and the telemetry might say some other things as well. So,
yeah, I just noticed it. I mean, it was a clean transition to lock. And he held it through there, and it wasn't until he got tapped that he, kind of got pushed out of where the inner clip was going to be. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that this will be a deduction on the chase, which would be max in this situation in run 2. But, I mean, I've been wrong plenty of times before. And if you watch Max kind of dive in there, he doesn't quite have the angle that Garrett Shaw does. He's kind of pointed in, and that could be the big issue, the deciding factor ultimately in this battle.
I think that will more than likely be the deciding factors who's at fault there.
And we do have a call. Judge 1, AOM, Garrett Shaw. Judge 3, Garrett Shaw, and Judge 2, Garrett Shaw. So it is a full slide him left decision going to AOM. Team AOM sticking it out, hanging in here, both going to our grade 8. Up next we have TDR Keefe and Chewy. TDR Keefe in the chase, Chewy in the lead. I'm sure TDR Keefe. Yep, there he is. He's made his way to the line. Looks like we were ready to kick this one off. We got a big body and a big wang. Who will win here? Big flicks to kick us off in this first half of this run, or first half of this battle rather. TDR Keefe diving in on the door. Chewy backing off a little bit towards that second inner clip, but not letting Chewy take off too much as they get through the power alley. TDR Keefe playing it a little bit safe, maybe too safe, towards the second half of this track. I don't know. I can't tell the future, but we all know that Chewy puts down a crazy chase.
He's a robot. And
let's hope we don't have a commentator's curse situation. That has happened
possible
more times than we can count.
We did it to Chewy last competition. See if we can do it again. TRD Keefe, flick initiation, Chewy dropping a tire, but on the door. TRD Keefe doing a great job. Great transitions, great proximity in the zones, but Chewy, great proximity on that door. As they come through the power alley, Chewy not giving him much space. And through to that last outside zone, TRD Keefe and Chewy are over the line. Beautiful run.
Man. TDR Keefe.
Big wang.
Hot livery on that
gang.
JZX, I gotta say. I like the purple and the gold. That looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Looking good.
Shiny.
Man, Chewy really consistent proximity throughout. But really kind of takes off from TDR Keefe in the power alley. And TDR Keefe doesn't really take away from Chewy. But I don't know. I kind of smell a split decision here. I don't really think it's going to be all to one. We'll see what happens. One OMT. One Chewy.
Left.
And going to Chewy. Okay. Chewy moving on. If I had to call anything, we don't have an explanation, but I would venture to guess it was that little bit of a proximity gap compared to the chase and the follow and the follow and the chase and the flip around.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the
Run
same
two,
assumption.
or not run two. Run one is, I think, where it was decided on that one, but been wrong before. Up next, Bad Future Serene against Luisada. Bad Future Serene in that lead position. Luisada in the chase.
We're missing a Louis. Oh, he's on his way.
Here we go. We are good to go, I believe. Here we go, kicking him off. Bad Future Serene in that lead position. Luisada in the chase. Luisada failure to initiate. Maybe an e-brake drag, but no sideways action until after the zone. Diving in. Luisada is on the door of Bad Future Serene. As we go through the power alley, Luisada not letting him go anywhere. But Bad Future Serene, really big advantage, I think, going into the second half of this battle as they go across the line.
Yeah, definitely maybe not a lack of initiation on that start, but definitely not initiating with the lead driver. So
Deduction nonetheless, I think. Yeah?
yeah. But these drivers will switch positions as Louis takes off a little nice flick initiation here. Tire drop though as they come into this outer zone, going through the thing. Bad Future Serene not leaving much space to Louis. Coming through the power alley, doing a great job bumper to bumper transitions as they come into this last outer zone. Beautiful job from both drivers. I think Bad Future Serene having a little bit better of a chase. Well, a little bit better. That's an understatement. But definitely having a better chase.
Definitely a better chase. And one thing I want to point out, too, is Outer Zone 5 in Run 2. Bad Future Serene really hung that butt out there, grabbed all of that zone, and Luisada left it early in the lead. But Bad Future Serene stuck to the door. Luisada as they transfer into the inner clip. I mean, watch this. He gets right up into him before the end of the track. He got more of the zone and got the door. I think the judges are going to like that ultimately, and I think this is probably going to swing in Serene's direction.
Yeah,
even given the tire drop, I
lead.
really think it's going to go in Serene's direction.
I think there's just a better lead run and a better chase run.
Oh, man. We'll have a decision coming in very soon, very quick.
Bit type in action here.
Oh, we got one. All right. We'll see which way they slide. I was right. I like being right. Bad Future Serene. Moving on, our grade 8. Up next, to polish off our top 16.
Polish off to boost off of our top 16.
To boost off, yeah. We're gonna get this one boosted off, and we have May 86 leading Andrew Kate here. And we're ready. And here we go. Full throttle into the initiation. Both drivers. Andrew Kate matching Manny's angle. Losing a little bit of angle in that chase position, but locks it back in as they go through the thing. Manny pretty locked in here on the throttle, trying to run that lead as best he can. Maybe a little bit of contact in transition through that outer zone. Andrew Kate lacking a lot of angle there in that chase position as they go through the final area of the track. Little mistakes in the chase position.
Yeah,
hard to make up for in the lead.
Probably a little bit more gripped up than Manny. Probably a lot more wheel speed, and I think he just didn't downshift in that last section and was just bogging.
Yeah.
Seemed like he was gripping up a lot. But they're going to switch positions, and we're going to see maybe with that gearing, Andrew Kate might bring May to Gapplebee's. But they take off. A beautiful initiation. Maybe one tire off there. But May not leaving much space as they go into the thing. Hit the outer zone in the thing and the inner clip in the thing. But May just on the door, bumper to bumper transition as they come through the power alley. May not leaving much space. Manny still there, leaving that gap at the end of the track. But both drivers over the line. And that will be... it will be game time now for the decision. Who will be taking this run?
And I think so. Let's watch. I think it's the transition from inner clip 3 to outer zone 4 on both runs. Both drivers had their transition impeded there. So I wonder if the judges are just going to wash that out and judge the rest of the run. But if they do that, I mean, there's still a plethora of mistakes on both sides. These weren't the cleanest battles overall.
No, definitely not the cleanest battles. Can there be a call made here? Maybe. But could there be an OMT? That is a very high possibility.
Very good possibility. I don't know, as I'm watching, there's just so many things to point out that could make it go either way. And whenever I see things like that, a lot of times I default to OMT. Not as a judge, just as a commentator, of course, because it's, Andrew Kate doesn't grab all of outer zone number 2, but maintains pretty good zone coverage throughout the rest of the track in the lead position. Gets impeded really big there and makes him miss inner clip number 3 or 4, excuse me. And just, I mean, that kind of messes him up throughout the rest of the run. And whereas Andrew Kate also impeded Manny in the same area of the track, funny enough, it wasn't as significant. I don't know how that'll be measured up ultimately. It's just a weird situation, and I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of guys hitting each other in that same spot, so it's really hard to say what the judges are thinking. I'm sure they're definitely go back and look at the replays.
It looks like we got a call that has made its way on through. OMT, it shall be. It looks like all 3 judges have agreed to do it again.
Go again.
So we go one more time. And that's the way she goes. It's the way she goes on the old plains.
The way she goes, bud.
See him rip it one more time. Drivers are lined up, ready to go. A lot of tire smoke from Manny off the line. Clean initiation. Andrew Kate on the door again, matching that angle. A little bit of wavering, but not too much. Just enough to get the car settled, it looks like. Clean transition into outer zone number 3. Almost a little hesitation there. A little bit of a gap going through the power alley. Andrew Kate dives in. It gets close to the door of Manny into that final outer zone. Not letting him get too far. Not letting him get out of his sight. Making sure that Manny knows he's got a job to do in the chase here.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew Cade has got this one. He's gonna have to run a spectacular lead run here. Definitely mistakes coming out from Manny, nonetheless. But I think Andrew Cade was struggling. But we will see both these drivers go at it again, but in opposite positions. Manny having a hard time keeping proximity and drift there, but does nonetheless. Andrew Cade doing a great job through the thing into the power alley, but Manny there on the door, but making contact, a major mistake there. Are we gonna see another OMT, or is that mistake from Manny too much?
I think it's too much. I think this is Andrew Cate. I think that's going to be too much. I think if you watch this here in run 2, Manny dives, kind of misses the first zone a little bit in the chase. Maintains great proximity throughout the rest of the run until we get just before outer zone number 5. Watch as we go through here. Manny dodges the zone a little bit, leaves it early, and then kind of just plows into Andrew Cate as he's transitioning.
Big contact, not bueno.
Not good, but we'll see where the judges go. I think they're going to go to the left here. And so they do. So they do. Andrew Cate finishing out our grade 8. The grade 8 is decided. So you 8 drivers, being Murda, AOM Blastoise, TT Aryan, Lupo Flex, AOM Garrett Shaw, Chewy, Bad Future Serene, and Andrew Cate, make your way into the server if you're not already in there, and we'll get this popped off, going, moving on down the line. We're going to wait just a moment, make sure everybody makes their way in here and we don't have any crazy lag going on. I think we're only waiting on one more.
I'm not in the server, so I'm not exactly sure who we're waiting for, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful track. See on your screen with your eyeballs.
I just realized I was muted. I'm bad. All right. Our drivers are on the line. We're not quite ready yet, but up first we have Murda against AOM Blastoise. And I think we're ready to kick them off. And here we go. Murda in that 350Z. AOM Blastoise in the G35. Blastoise diving in, having to shallow up the angle a little bit to make sure he doesn't hit Murda as they get ready to transition into outer zone number 3. Murda doing a good job of keeping those tires on the track, but AOM Blastoise getting into Murda through the second half of this course, not letting him get too far away in the power alley. Nice, clean chase, with the exception of the little mistake in that first left-handed sweeper of the track.
Murda missing inner clip at the end there.
Check. Oh, did he? I missed that. My bad.
So that'll be another deduction off of the board. Unless I seen it wrong too, because it's very possible. It's happened.
Never know. Well, looks like we're ready.
But these drivers, the light will drop, turn green, and these drivers will take off opposite positions. Blastoise, big Manji initiation, fire breathing dragon as he makes it into that first zone. Could have been a bit wider, but Murda not leaving much space there. Ooh, Blastoise over angling, almost missing that inner clip there. Murda leaving a little bit of space there as they make it over the line.
That tire drop in the grass and that outer zone from Blastoise in the lead right there. Ugh. There could have been some big contact there that could have caused a lot of upset, but it looks like he did a great job of maintaining composure to make sure he finished out the rest of the run. Ultimately, I think that was too big of a mistake.
I think there was two major mistakes made there.
Yeah. Big hiccups that can be the deciding factor ultimately. And I think that'll be it. I don't know. We'll see.
Murda will be taking that battle, going to the top 4.
All 3 sliding them to Murda. All right. Up next, we have TT Aryan against Lupo Flex. TT Aryan lead position. Lupo Flex in the chase. TT Aryan took out Lupo Chaos in the top 16. Can he take out Lupo Flex in the grade 8? TT Aryan, a driver who has been locked in all night, that's for sure. But I can say the same about Lupo Flex, so we'll see what happens here. We're ready to kick him off. Big fire engines kicking off here. Lupo Flex diving into the door of TT Aryan as they make their way through to outer zone number 3. TT Aryan on that throttle. Lupo Flex on the door. Not letting him get too far away. Good angle, good zone coverage through here. TT Aryan is just a rocket ship through that zone, through that power alley into the final half of the track. Just
Both these drivers are great.
I almost choked on air right there, so I was like, rock.
Happens. But will Lupo Flex get revenge in this battle here? As he takes the lead, he could avenge his teammate. As both drivers are off. TT Aryan in the chase in that 240. Lupo in the 240 in the front. Everyone's in 240s. Both drivers are off. Lots of smoke. Beautiful zone coverage. So we go into the thing. Aryan on the door. Lupo Flex doing great job covering all of the zones as they get into the power alley. Lupo Flex, beautiful run. TT Aryan, beautiful chase.
Wow. TT Aryan.
We could be in OMT territory because the runs were so good.
This is, I don't know, man. I think this is Aryan's round to lose. He is locked in tonight. There's no one stopping him right now. He's in his mind. That's what I'm saying. Like you can tell by the way he's driving that he's not letting anybody get in his way.
I will say it did look like he had a tire off going into the thing in that inner zone.
Ooh, might have missed that. In the lead or the chase?
In the lead, I believe.
In the lead, okay. Let's watch run 1 here.
It's right after this outer zone. It looks like he just gets right there.
Ooh, he may have been on the rumble, and they don't want that.
It would have pinched off a Lupo, so we might see a call made off of just that. Now, Lupo did make a couple mistakes in the chase, but
Oh, if anything, I don't know though.
If that's a one tire off, do they cancel each other out?
Trying to analyze run 2 here and see, you know, if they go lead to lead. Huh. Man, Lupo Flex just really great on the zone coverage in the lead and in the chase. I don't know. We have a call. We'll see which way it goes. That's not the call. This is the call. This is the call. Judge won with an OMT, and we are going to see them one more time.
And it will be unanimous OMT, second one of the night. And this time, because the drivers were too good.
Next battle, they're on the line and ready, but they are not up. We're going to see the OMT first. All right. Here we go. Off to the races. Fresh tires, like it never happened. Clean initiation out of both drivers here. I'll try to do my best on the drone to watch these zones, see if we catch any tire drops. A little bit in the chase there. Maybe on the rumbles in the lead in that zone. But Aryan diving through here. Lupo not letting him get away. Great management of the transition from outer zone 5 into the final interclip to make sure he maintained proximity in the chase position throughout the rest of the run. But I gotta give props to Aryan. That was a heater of a lead.
I think he was a couple places where he went tires off. Now now Lupo Flex also went tires off, but was following the line. So these drivers will switch positions. The light will go green, and we will get to see Lupo lead Aryan as they initiate. Beautiful initiation, staying inside the lines, going through the thing, not going off. Hitting that zone beautifully. Aryan trying to put on as much pressure as possible as they come through the power alley. Lupo Chaos doing a beautiful job hitting all of those zones, doing what he needs to do. And over the line, Aryan, Lupo Flex putting on a show tonight.
Man, Lord. Okay, shoot. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking Aryan, and it's not because I'm in Aryan's pocket. Watch the transition in run 2 from outer zone 5 to the final interclip in the final outer zone. Watch this. It's crazy. It is nutty. Whereas Lupo Flex gave a little bit of room so that he could dive in after the interclip, Aryan said, nope, I'm staying the whole time. That's huge commitment. And a risky move, and Aryan's been pulling those risky moves all night, and it might be another one that pays off for him.
But will those tire drop deductions be the killer in his lead run? That is my question. Because I know that Lupo was dropping tires behind him, but like we said in the meeting today, if you lead the chase into the grass, it's on you.
Well, it looks like we've got a call that has come through. All 3 judges sliding them to Aryan.
Aryan. So obviously something that I didn't see.
Wow. Up next, Garrett Shaw from Team AOM against SR Chewy. Garrett Shaw in that lead position. Chewy in the chase for the first time starting off the battle tonight. I think. Could be wrong, but I'm not going back to look. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah, but I think drivers are ready. We're ready. Both of these drivers extremely seasoned, very composed, know what they're doing. Garrett Shaw diving through that zone. Chewy getting in on the door. sacrificing a little angle to get up to him, but gets there just in time. Moving through to outer zone number 3. Both drivers locked in. Garrett Shaw dropping a full tire in the grass on the inside. Kind of missing that inner clip, but grabbing all of outer 5. Transitioning really smoothly and cleanly into the second half, or the final outer zone, and making it good and saucy for everyone watching.
Yeah, not a bad run coming out from Garrett Shaw there. The one point in the thing where he goes off the track in that inner clip. But throughout the rest of the track, great run. Maybe a couple bobbles, but nothing to cry home about. As these drivers switch positions, Chewy, big flick initiation. Ooh, maybe a little bit of contact as they cross the line. Chewy into the thing, and Garrett Shaw being very aggressive in this run. Chewy, though, being a robotic, hitting all of those zones perfectly as they come through the power alley. Garrett Shaw still there, still on the door, but Chewy will be over the line. Now, the real question is, was there contact at the beginning of the track that pushed Chewy off of that inner clip?
Let's watch run 2 real close here, and let's see if that contact makes... yeah. It does push him wide of that inner clip a little bit. Gives him a little bit of an extra boost whenever he was decelling. I don't know. The judges are going to weigh that pretty heavily, and they're probably going to weigh that tire drop in the grass pretty heavily in the lead. But looks like a call has come through. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to get informed the same time you do. I'm just going to watch the screen and see what happens here. We got Judge 1. Oh, Judge 2 sliding it to Chewy. Oh, there goes one. Okay, so Chewy is going to be moving on to our final 4. And judges say tire drop from Rizzo in the lead and contact upon initiation. There was also less angle in the chase at times from Garrett Shaw. Ultimately, moving it to Chewy.
Yeah, that's a fair call. I think Chewy is a very how do you say that? He won't go out of his way to be stylistic. He does have style in his driving, but I think he's... Why can't I think of the word? He's a very strict driver to stay online, stay where he needs to be, stay in the zones. He's not trying to push the limits more than he needs to. And I think the consistency that comes out of Chewy is the reason why he does win a lot of battles.
I think so. I think you are 100% right, but we got an E36 showdown here between Bad Future Serene leading Andrew Cate. We are off to the races. Bad Future Serene in that black E36. Andrew Cate in the blue one. Oh, Serene over angling big time, leaving Andrew Cate kind of nowhere to go. I think he was almost backwards there in that lead position. Andrew Cate locking in on the door throughout the second half of this track. Really not being too conservative here. Really putting it on the door, even given that crazy initiation. I respect the commitment.
Initiation will be a contention, I think, in this battle.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big for Bad Future Serene.
Andrew Cate coming up to the line. I think he understands the assignment here. I think he's gonna throw down a heater run here. Oh no.
Just a nice clean lead is all you need out of Andrew Cate right now.
Big Monty initiation. Thought he was going to go for the 3 points. But as they come through the thing, Bad Future Serene putting the pressure on, but Andrew Cate doing a great job picking up all of these zones, maybe going one off in the thing. Through the power alley, could have filled out that zone a little bit better. And through the outer zone, way wide as they go over the line. I think that last zone and the zone inside the key, or the thing, is going to be
That initiation is going to be a big, you know?
Yeah, that initiation is a killer too.
Yeah.
It's who made the bigger mistake.
I don't know. It's gonna be a hard one here. I mean, because the rest of Bad Future Serene's lead run was really good.
It was a very clean run after that.
Yeah, you know, and Andrew just laid down a nice clean lead. You know, he did, like you said right before the run, he understood the assignment. You know what I mean? And he did the job. So
yeah, he did what he needed to do. So like, initiation,
wait a minute.
Tighter.
Was there contact in run 2 just around the first inner clip that we missed?
There looks like it might have been a little tappity tap. You know, the judges are really looking into this one. If you look back again,
Watch it again.
watch run 2. Do we see? Ooh, yeah, a little bit of
It
contact.
kind of looks like it a little bit.
But I think it was for the better, to be honest.
Looks like there was a little bit of contact. Well, we got a call coming down from the judges. See who's going to fill out our final 4. All 3 judges sliding it to Andrew Kate.
In the final 4.
Well, we have 3 battles left in the night. No, we don't have a 3rd place
2
battle.
battles.
Yeah. Nope. Wait.
SR
1, 2, 3.
Chewy is in 3rd place.
Guaranteed 3rd.
Guaranteed.
At the lowest. Guaranteed 3rd right now. So.
And then if he goes to the finals, then Murda will be guaranteed 3rd. And so on and so forth.
We'll see what happens here. We have got Murda in that lead position and Aryan in the chase. We're off. Aryan locked in all night, but you could say the same about Murda. Murda grabbing the zones. Aryan a little bit shallow on the angle, but maintaining the proximity the entire time. Bumper to bumper transition. Murda completely missing inner clip number 3. Aryan on the door of Murda. Maybe a little bit of contact there, but who knows?
Uh-oh. And
Now, this is where we're going to get weird.
like father, like son, Mr. Murda has hit the wall.
So, yeah, I can't wait to see the replay. I'm really, I've thoughts, but take it away.
Both these drivers, Tofu, the official SRDL DRL light, will be starting this run. And both these drivers, Murda going a tire off. I didn't see Aryan there. Aryan definitely going a tire off in that inner clip as they go through the thing. Murda trying to put on pressure, but not enough as Aryan pulls away in the power alley. Beautiful transition from Aryan out of that outer zone into that inner clip and over the line. And I think Aryan will be going to the show.
I think so. I want to see run
The
1
main event.
Because nice, clean through here, still good. Here's where it gets shaky. Running that outside zone too far, missing the inner clip, coming in through here. I really want to see this part right here. Murda was going into the wall whether Aryan gave him that tap or not.
I don't think it would matter.
He was going into the wall, I think. I don't know. I do know. I in my mind, I think Murda was going into the wall regardless. I don't think the little bit of contact at the end was significant enough to where if he wasn't hit, he wouldn't have hit the wall. I think he was heading in that direction with the momentum he had transitioning through that inner clip into the final outer zone.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Yeah, it's hard to call, but got it full screen here.
Full screen. Grizz cam. Uh-oh.
Oh no! It doesn't always work, but when it does, it's really cool. All good. We got the side-by-side to live off of. Murda maybe dropping a full tire in the grass there in his chase. I don't know. It kind of looks like in run 2, Murda dips a tire in the grass in the inner one. Let's watch again. Yeah, I think so. Fades back a little bit, kind of dives back in, drops another one in the grass in inner 2. Yeah, I'm leaning Aryan pretty heavily here.
Well, I think Aryan will take just due to that 0. And SlayJ not giving up on and not winning.
SlayJ is not giving up on the full screen replay. He's gonna get it. He's dedicated to the cause.
We will have to figure out why that is doing that, but for now, we got that side-by-side cam.
Run 1 definitely cleaner overall, but just or cleaner chase overall, excuse me. It just gets messy. Actually, excuse me, run 2 cleaner overall, but run 1 messy. It's just not the best. Interested to see what direction the judges go here.
Yeah, they're looking at a lot of things here, so I'll be...
One more time. See if we can get one more again. I don't know. I just don't feel like that tap there at the end made a difference. But I'm wrong about stuff all the time. Either which way, I hope we get an explanation here.
Oh, we're gonna get a full screen?
It's coming through. Let's see if we can make... Let's see if this makes it look any different here. Oh, that tap was a little bit more significant than I thought.
Yeah, that's a pretty big hit.
That was a little bit more significant than I thought. Well, we do have a call. We'll see where the judges go. Judge 1 is going Murda. They're all going Murda. Okay. So we are getting a little bit of an explanation from the judges on that call. One of the judges has said that there was a tap that Murda got from Aryan in the transition before Outer Zone 5, which gave him more momentum going into Outer Zone 5 and through the inner clip, making it more difficult for him to slow down in the decel zone and get into the rest of the track. And then another judge has chimed in and said drone angle sucked. And the tap changed Murda's angle and upset him to where it did send him into the wall. I mean, all we get to talk about is what I give us, and so poor me, you know. I mean, I guess I suck, but hey, the way she goes, Murda will be moving on to the championship battle to go against either Chewy or Andrew Kate. Move on over here. Both drivers at the line, ready to go. Chewy in that lead position, Andrew Kate in the chase. Little blue BMW action. All right, we got a nice initiation here. Maybe a little bit of a tire drop. Chewy checking up the angle a little bit before the outer zone number 2. Andrew Kate, maybe a little bit of a grass tire drop on that inner clip number 2. Definitely one on inner clip number 3. As we move along through the power alley, maintaining proximity, Andrew Kate is as we move along again, but dropping another tire on the grass in the final inner clip. Racking up some deductions in the chase position.
Yes, doing a great job. Chewy, very persistent driver. I think Andrew Kate in that chase, a little bobbly, having a hard time keeping up. So we will have to see what he does in the lead here. But both drivers off the line. Big flick initiation. Chewy on the door. Andrew Kate one tire off. Not filling that outer zone as much as he should, but Chewy not giving him much space to make mistakes, kind of pushing the tire into the door as they come through the power alley. Chewy still there, but losing a little bit of proximity going into inner 5, and Kate not filling out the last zone. Will we get a SR versus SR battle for the first time?
Would be wild in the championship.
Sorry, not the first time, but the first time in the finals.
First time in the finals, yeah. Andrew Kate kind of parked it there at the end. I mean, he made up for it. He pulled out of it. He didn't park it, but he almost did. That was close.
It did look close, but remember, your drone cam sucks.
My drone cam sucks, yeah. So drone angle sucks, guys, and that's my fault. I'll do better someday. I don't know what day, but hopefully someday.
It's okay. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You got to commentate, plus you got a drone, plus you got to actually
there's
look
no
at
excuses.
something.
I need to be better. All right, we got a call here. And judges are sliding them in the Chewy direction, which means TT Aryan taking 3rd place. TT Aryan locked in the 3rd. Andrew Kate taking 4th. And we got to decide who's going to win this one. Is it going to be Chewy? Is it going to be Murda? About ready to kick this off.
I'm going to say Chewy. Not only because he's... I won't go there.
Calling OMT before this even kicks off here.
You're calling OMT? I say, oh my god,
Murda flying outside here, but grabbing the zones. Odd line, but he's kind of hanging a little bit of dong here, like dropping a tire in the grass. Judges said that was okay in that area, but it's gonna be a slight deduction. Chewy staying in the pocket the entire run, but damn, I mean that was wild.
You don't mess up versus the most persistent driver. I think that's gonna be
Murda did exactly what he needed to do in the lead there.
I think just that
checked all the boxes.
that first zone coming off initiation might be a little bit of a deduction, but we'll get to see them reverse positions. Chewy entering in, not going way wide, but Murda on the door as they go into the thing. Chewy filling out all those zones perfectly. Murda a little bit shallow as they come through the power alley. Murda losing and going one tire off in that inner clip 5 and losing that proximity there in the power alley. That's gonna be oh no, I'm gonna say Chewy.
I think Chewy too, but damn, that's close. Oh man, Murda's initiation and lock on the door there through that sweeper is just good. That's what you want to see. But he does get a little risky at times in the chase. But I think he got more at OZ5. Does drop one on the grass. Yeah, I forgot he dropped one in the grass at the very end of run 2. Man.
And we will be getting a call. And for this round of series number 2 of this 3-part series, the one and only
Chewy.
SR Chewy will be taking this competition.
What a night. What a battle. What a night of battles. Oh, man. Love to see it. Great driving from all the drivers tonight. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for watching, participating. First time we've ever seen an SR final. We've ever seen 2 SR drivers in a final battle. And it was a good one to watch. So thank you all for coming out, watching, and enjoying with us. We will
Thank
catch
you, everybody.
y'all for round 3. Until then, see you next time.
We love you. Mwah. Goodbye.